Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of things I want to speak to on this YouTube street as of today going forward. Because after stumbling and watching Deemwango and a lot of lies that people have spewed towards Deemwango, only is a projection of one thing: the barrage of hatredness. Such kind of a rant is a projection of she's admiring Deemwango's life. That is point blank. You could see. And there are different number of instances where she's been proven and we've seen and been exposed of admiring Deemwango's life. First, they start hating on Deemwango's achievement. Secondly, they start belittling, and at the same time they want to copy what Deemwango does. So these are the instances that Amqarol has ever copied Deemwango big time. You know, I told you at this moment I've been forced to expose and to tell it the way it is, because we cannot understand the barrage of lies, the hatred towards Deemwango, and it's the reasons why she's hating on Deemwango big time. One, how many number of times she's come in when Deemwango puts on or unveil a new dress, she goes and buys it. Countless times she appears with it, and of several times we've exposed that. And at any moment you come and exposed, you will be called names. Plus your own community will be belittled big time. Number two, when Deemwango comes in with a new hairstyle, on trending, Amqarol will also go to a nearby salon to copy exactly that what Deemwango has done. Then come with it on the camera and start comparing. You know, when Deemwango drives on horses, drives on cars, when Deemwango takes the parent and plant and hire them a plane, ferry them from one point A to point B, she will also pull up with the parent on the plane to send a cryptic message to D that it's not only Deemwango, even them, they do it countless time. But there is only one thing that they fail to do it: when Deemwango hires a helicopter and ride helicopters. That was seen in Kekoi, something like thing, or Cayman land. This is the only thing that they've never tried, because Deemwango punches above their weights. This is where they drew the line. But the rest, they've tried to compare themselves to Deemwango, which, by what we've seen and exposed, it is them who want to level up with Deemwango's life. They're the people who want Deemwango lives. They're the people who are admiring Deemwango's life, not Deemwango, not the vice versa. So coming herein to peddle lies that Deemwango is the one who wants your life, that critically is a lie. Guys, in our topics of today, we are going to compare and contrast and show us well that who admires who. And in the admiration of someone's life by certain quarters, by the naysayers, and in the projection of hating Deemwango's achievement, what does it portend to the naysayers or to the Deemwango going forward? Because it's a simple indication that some other people are hell-bent of just hating for no reasons. Because it is a paranoia. The less of Deemwango is a paranoid to them. It evokes emotion of deficiency of what they never experience when they are below 30s. That is the gist. So guys, if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, kindly click on notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube shall notify instantly. To my subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. So let's dive in after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. So guys, let's dive in lest we forget. So in our today's deliberation, we want to juxtapose Deemwango's life in contrast to Amqarol plus the naysayers, because it has been proven that Amqarol wants Deemwango's life by force. Now, she's coming in a bravado, in acts of a bravado and contempt kind of comparing and contrasting Deemwango's life. I told you it's a paranoia. The Deemwango lives proves to them or evokes that kind of a deficiency lifestyle that they never experience. Therefore, they must hate just because Deemwango has not done any problem, just because they've reached a certain age that there is a gap. There's a gap. Things that there's what we call the homogeneity. They want to do what Deemwango is doing now at the 20s, while those are the things that they never do at their 20s. So this is the problem. Anytime they see Deemwango, reminds them of their life that they miserably led, that couldn't even give them prosperity as we speak of now. And that is the reasons why they must rant with a verboseful kind of attachés of contempt and chest thumping. You know, whether you gesture or not, the fact is, you are the people who are admiring Deemwango's life because you want to level up with Deemwango. So such kind of videos that you want to expose in contrast or otherwise doesn't mean it's so. You know, sometimes I always opine here that if you see somebody always hating and so negative in mind, get to know maybe somebody's life is a paranoia. There is something that these people miss in life, or maybe the Deemwango's life of what they're hating is a reminder of what they lacked. Or secondly, these people are socially challenged, are socially deficient, because somebody's achievement will only obliterate them. Therefore, they don't see their self-worth. So self-esteem is low. And this is what has already been exhibited herein. Perhaps let's watch this video keenly, then I will come and give you the perspective gist.
Please level up. Just try to level up. Try to level up. If there's anything, you're the one who wants our life. Yes. You are the one who wants our life. Haven't you seen OT driving her Land Cruiser? Hey, OT, today I will expose. I will expose your Land Cruiser. Living in a big city. Can she afford to live in the city? And she's saying that you are the ones who wants her life. Eh? Can she? OT, you are too notorious, always wanting to pick la 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 la, but you are driving a Land Cruiser, cruising the city with your own driving license. A legal one, not the one that even people got without going to a driving school. Eh? Have you? Me, I have never bought a piece of land in the village, and I don't want to. If there's anything I want to invest, I'll buy a piece of land in a town, in a city, in a commercial place. That's my dream. It has always been my dream, and I'm living it. I got my first piece of land even before I got myself on this YouTube street. I constructed my houses before I got on this YouTube street. Eh? Now you are telling me that I want your life. How? When you have nothing to start with. You are grabbing land and you're... I never grabbed my piece of land. I bought it. And I did not buy it in the village. Hello, Mama Match. I know you are listening. Stop copying people and you can't get to their level. So simple. Hello.
So guys, this video alone
because they always listen
is a projection of a self-deficiency. It tells you how somebody is just mad for just a mere achievement of Deemwango acquiring a land. It's a simple, because it's a simple thing. You know, acquiring a land is a primary thing in Africa, that every person must either inherit or acquire land. So it's something so minute that no one would come and get better of, unless somebody cannot afford. Therefore, you have to get better, unless you're socially unchanged and self-esteem worth itself, it's deficient, so that you find hating, you find hatred, you find jealousy as your own refuge, whereby you can validate your self-worth or your self-thinking and belonging whenever you take a refuge of those kind of hateful words. That is it. That's where they take refuge, because jealousy, hatred, and negative thoughts, it will come and camouflage them so that they think or they confuse them with brevity, because they cannot reason up. So long as they cannot reason up with you, so long as they cannot level up with you, therefore they will try to reduce and belittle and hate on you. And this is simply the reason why she's hating on Dee big time. This one also makes the question, why compare yourself with Deemwango if at all you can achieve everything that Deemwango has achieved and you can surpass Deemwango? Because at this moment I would want to think that Deemwango is a failure and you are so successful. Why would you bother fighting a person that is unmatching your level of competency or your level of acumen or your level of socially upright or your level of accumulating the affluence that's unmatching Deemwango's level? Why should you? It tells you that you're the one who is admiring Deemwango's life, and you admire it at a point that you need to talk to it, you need to share people, and you come with acts of bravado and acts of gesturing, thinking that that's the only way you can level up Deemwango. No. I don't much you're talking of level up. Deemwango cannot level up with you because Deemwango is at the self-actualizations in the pyramid. The self-actualization in the pyramid itself, for those people who went to school and learned what we call the economic 101, we have got the pyramid where certain basic needs must be satisfied. At the pinnacle of the pyramid, there is what we call the self-actualization. At the bottom of the pyramid, or what we call at the abyss of the peripheral pyramid, is the point whereby the holy polloi is still struggling to make ends meet. Because at the 20s, they never achieved nothing all. That's why there's an homogeneity. They want to come back to the reality that they want to pretend that they're living their own 20. That's why they're finding every kind of reasons of turning Deemwangos into a punching bag. And that is it. There's a projection of it. By all dimension, you cannot level up Deemwango. And Deemwango cannot level down with you, because that's not the business of Deemwango. Deemwango doesn't want any kind. Deemwango doesn't want to punch below her weight, because Deemwango will always punch above her weight, because you must aim higher for you to land somewhere. That's why I'm finding your rants are not making sense. If you're claiming to be self-actualized, having an affluence more than Deemwango, therefore, why would you rant to somebody whom you so belittle? Why? The vessels in the name of the cars you're talking about that you're having, because you haven't said you have, you're evoking Otis' name, that Otis is driving on a Land Cruiser. We all know these are the vessels that are hired. But Deemwango is having her own vessels. Deemwango has improved the parents' lives and even bought them even the BMW. What have you even bought your parents? Nothing. What have you even done to your own community? It's purely gossip. And the best that you've come is to be a monitoring spirit, haunting people's lives in this kind of street. That's the best you could even describe yourself as it. If you want to compare yourself and your achievement with what Deemwango has achieved, you cannot compare by any other kind of dimension. You'll never achieve it. You'll never achieve it. Because the kind of knowledge and the kind of rants you've just exhibited in this YouTube street levels you down at the rock bottom of the pyramid, in the abyss of the pyramid. Simply means, if you cannot understand the word land grabbing, and you cannot distinguish the term land grabbing and purchasing of a land, you're still calling it land grabbing. Therefore, it's a mere vexation, indicators that you are just relying on hatredness, that you are not genuine in anything that you're doing. It simply tells that it's just a simple, simplistic kind of rants that You want to come here and brag, you want to come here and show people that you have, yet you don't have. You don't have. There's nothing. There's nothing to show. Hmm? No, there's nothing to show. You're saying that D is copying you. There is no one D has copied. In fact, D are the people who is the one who are being copied by several people. And I've listed not 4 but 5 instances that you people have come into this YouTube street and copied Deemwango big time. Countless time you've copied Deemwango, and I've exposed you big time. The only place that you drew line is like hiring an helicopter, an expensive one, then you have a ride. You haven't done it because it's way above your weight. You cannot punch above Deemwango. You cannot punch where Deemwango punches, because Deemwango only punches above her weight. And this one now introduces us to the reasons why they hate Deemwango. Number one, because of the unmatched achievement of Deemwango below 30, because Deemwango has not yet even reached 30. But these are the things that Deemwango is achieving. If you ask Amqarol, at what point did she even bought the land? She bought the land, not she, the husband bought the land, because she was married, a second wife. That's a fact. Deemwango is doing this at a tender age. This is what is causing paranoia and jitters and sending it along their their spine. They cannot stomach it. At 20s, D is achieving goals and even attracting high value men in this society, more so from the West. That one, if you compare with the Bungoma monitoring spirit, is attracting the fellow spirit in Bungoma, and that's why she's been married as a second wife in the village. This is what again, it's bringing the jitters into this YouTube street. And I want to tell you, another reason is number 3, there is nothing to compare herself with D. And that's why even evoking the name of OT into this street, because he wants to mention that OT usually drives and cruises with this kind of Land Cruiser. You know, you have to compare those who have Land Cruiser with those who have Land Cruiser. That's why you're bringing the name of T, because OT has driven a Land Cruiser. You have not. Because there's nothing you can compare yourself. And this is alone is a projection of a low value woman, a low self-esteem, that you have to justify your point using other people's achievements, not yours. This is how other people are so worthless in this life, because you cannot see. You cannot see unless you're being told the same way you are telling you right now. You know, it's a projection of what we call the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, because there's nothing you can compare yourself to others. Null and void. A projection of a low self-esteem. That's why you cannot talk good to other people, just because it's a reflection of your life. It reminds you of bad moments. And that's why you are crying now, because you wish I knew. If fishes could turn to be horses, you would be Deemwango now. But that one has surpassed you. Or will you surpass that? So the only advice I can give the Bungoma monitoring spirits of one, please take it cool, take a chill pill, focus your life and develop your personal growth. That alone will somehow makes you level up with some positive thinkers in this world and towards developing yourself going forward. Not about hatred all the time. Until next time, let me know what you think about this video. Bye.